So today I'm going to be showing some of you guys who want to get started with some watercolor beginner tips and tricks. Watercolor can be one of the most tricky art mediums out there, but it is one of the most amazing, and you can have fun as an artist creating this. So we're going to start with the number one thing every watercolor expert out there knows, and that is using the right paper. This is kind of a non-negotiable. I mean, yes, you can use any kind of paper you want, but using specific watercolor paper that supports watercolor washes is very important because it's thick enough to consume that water and leaving vibrant, amazing colors on paper. But if you use thin paper and printer paper, for example, it just thins up, it crumples up, and if you've tried watercolor painting, you know what I'm talking about. So using the right kind of paper is really important. Okay, so now that you have the right kind of paper, it is important to take this paper down. This allows, the paper to stay down just in case the paper starts crumpling up, because obviously, you apply water and then it starts drying up that way. Okay, so now that we have our watercolors ready to go, it is important to pick the right brush that works for you. And the reason I say the right brush that works for you, because a lot of people recommend using the wrong brush to do watercolor paintings. I am a weird person and I prefer the most weird brushes. I use a flat brush to do watercolor paintings. And if you're wondering, you're like, oh, come on, man, those brushes are best for, oil paintings and acrylic paintings. Well, I just kind of got used to using flat brushes to a point where it's like, okay, I just found myself using the flat brushes. So the area you see right here on this piece of paper has been intentionally applied with water, and the other area is not. So I'm going to get my brush and fill it up with some watercolors and apply paint where the water is spread. As you can see, it's creating an amazing effect that's good if you want to blend colors, if you want to switch it up, and if you want to do amazing colors. I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of watercolor artists using this technique as, it's going in the process. But I'm going to try and apply watercolor on the other part of the paper that is not dry. So see the difference? So these techniques are called the dry on wet technique and the wet on dry technique. So the first technique is very useful if you want to blend colors and all that stuff. The second technique is very useful if you want to create details, if you want to create intricate details in your painting. Mixing colors is a huge part of this watercolor journey, so knowing how to mix colors is very important. My watercolor case came with a built-in mixing part of the palette, so I don't know if your watercolor palette has those, but I would really recommend mixing colors in a different place, just like I am right now. Using techniques like the wet and dry is very practical for if you are creating something that has really amazing detail, or you want to add details to your paintings, just like so. But on the other hand, if you want to go for more of a blending style and more of something like that, it is important to wet the paper before you apply the paint, just like this. So you can see the difference. And after you're done painting, it's important to take care of your brushes. It's important to take care of your palettes. So make sure you wash your brushes in water and then just set them up on an open space so that they can completely freely dry, so that you can use them for your next session. Also, make sure your watercolor palettes are also dry as well before putting them away. But one thing a lot of people don't realize is just because this is watercolor painting, it does not mean it is illegal to use other materials as well to add intricate details. I, for once, created those whiskers on this lion using, a T-Tex or something, creating those white intricate little strokes that I couldn't create with watercolor. And just in case you're wondering, how do I create the white parts of the painting? You basically leave the white part because that's the color of the paper. And just in case you are drawing something with fur like I am right now, you can, you can use a colored pencil or maybe just a normal pencil really to create those details, because there's a certain level of detail a pencil can add that a watercolor big brush cannot add. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. If there's any questions you guys have, then let me know in the comments down below. But most importantly, I'm gonna need you guys to subscribe right now and like this video and share with a friend that wants to get started with watercolor paintings. Click that subscribe button right now and turn on the notifications for more